So I'm just doing this video as a bit of a guide on how to get onto the Shell MVRs and how to add cameras. So as you can see here, this is sort of, just to give you an example, this is Shell Oakdale. I'm setting up the recorder. The main IP address is 10.197.200. Because the cameras are getting plugged directly into the ports on the back, it has what's called an internal NIC address. So the camera ports have their own LAN, their own IP range. So we want to make sure if they're plugging directly into the MVR, they're on this 192.168.254 dot. The gateway starts at dot 1, so camera 1's going to go to dot 2 and so on, as you can see here. So how are we going to make sure we stay in the range of not only the main IP but also the internal NIC for when we add these cameras? So first of all, if you hit the Windows key and R, it brings up the run, and if you type in ncpa.cpl, which you can see at the bottom left here, hit OK. It's going to bring up your network settings. Yours is not going to look as mental as this. Or you'll probably have three. You'll have Ethernet, you'll have Wi-Fi, and maybe another one. But I'm just going to change my Ethernet connection here. And then we want to go Internet Protocol version 4. Hit Advanced. As you can see, I've got a few IPs in here, but we want to remove any we're not going to use, so we'll remove that and that. And we're going to add, first of all, it was 10.197. So 10.197. I always go for 250. Keeps you right out of the way. Very unlikely to hit anything at that high in the range. But always double check using an advanced IP scanner maybe. So we're going to add that one in so that we can, once we change the IP of the recorder, we can see the recorder and get onto it. We also want to add the 254 range in, so 192.168.254. Let's go for 250 again. That's just so we can see the cameras when we change the IPs as well. So we'll hit add there, hit OK, hit OK again, and hit OK again. So first of all, we're going to IP this camera. I'd recommend making sure that the MVR is not on the same network as the camera you've just plugged in, the new one, because sometimes the MVRs are set up to sort of adopt the camera in, IP it, and also password it. On the Shell sites, if we don't know the password for the recorder, or whatever the password was set up for the plug and play cameras, essentially, what we were just talking about, if we don't know the password, we're a bit screwed. You know, we'd have to reset the camera or get a password reset from Hikvision. It's just a lot of faffing about that you guys don't need. So what we can do, actually, just to know, if you notice 192.168.1.64, so we actually need to add another IP in there. So this is the default IP address of Hikvision cameras, and we're always on a 192.168.1.64. So we're going to go for 250 because we don't want 64 because that's going to give us a conflict. Hit OK, hit OK again. All the OKs, or else it won't apply it. And we're going to double click on this camera. And it's going to drop us on this web page. And we're just going to set the password. So I'm not going to say what it is out loud, but I'm sure you can guess what it is. Now we'll just activate that camera. We always do when we're asking security questions. The answer to every question is ADS. I used to get silly with it, but if we keep it standard, then everybody knows what it is. Answer cannot be the same. Well, that's a first. Right, so it's probably going to go through this wizard for some reason. We're going to skip all that. Going to skip it all. skip all that. Why are we getting this? Skip.